Joe, what's good? What's good? Time to bring Brandon Mohawk Johnson back to the in front of the conjugation. Let's see what he had to say.
Hearing on MSDNC's Liberal Morning Joe, Mayor Johnson refused 5 separate times to answer when asked if he'd accept more police funding for 5,000 cops and whether or not it would help safety and law and order in Chicago. Watch him duck and dodge and weave. Take a look.
I'm curious, would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want. Would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that
This man known to tap dance more than Gregory Hines around these questions. He won't answer a question to save his life. And this is what these politicians do. They sit there, they double talk and they pander, they play on the emotions of the citizens, and they talk around the question instead of attacking the question. And this guy's up here so frustrated because he's trying to get a direct answer from this guy. But once again, Brandon Johnson, knowing what he always do, he never answer questions. He will host a press conference himself, and he'll sit here and say, "Well, you can ask me any questions. I'm open to it. You got the floor." But there ain't but so many that he gonna answer. But in the meantime, while you asking these questions, he's gonna dance around everything. It's like a waste of time, man. You got, no matter how ABC and direct you get with this guy, he's always going to find a way to duck and dodge a question. That's why I hate seeing this guy on TV, man. He don't answer nothing. Just give y'all false hope.
The 90s, when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers?
Hey, this is like the third or fourth question he's asking Brandon Mohawk. Would he having more police in the streets, would it be safer for the people? And once again, he's tap dancing
on the streets of Chicago.
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
this is what gets me. What the housing got to do anything with about what's going on in the streets, the killings and the murders? And mind you, this is the interview that he took that couple of days, I think it was like a day before the weekend. And it couldn't come at a better time, because this just goes to show the hypocrisy and the hypocritical ways that these politicians play things out. They tell you that the crime is down, and some of you that's all over the internet, oh, it ain't like this in this state. They lying. This is the type of stuff that we see on the daily, especially in Chiraq, Chicago. This is the type of stuff that we see on the daily. But you have liars sitting in front of your face, instead of them telling you the truth, that admitting that they need help from the government, that the federal government, they need help to maintain so this crime rate won't go as rapid. But no, they don't want to hear that. No, we don't want your help. Just send us the money. That's what we want. We want the money. We don't want no, even though we are over $1 billion in deficit, we want the money. While we still running our city in the ground and making sure these kids won't go to school no more. That's what we want. We don't want y'all help though, because you know what? Crime is great. It is terrific. There's nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's getting shot. We remove shot spotters and everything is perfectly fine. Yeah, sure is.
That's not the question I asked.
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? Would an additional 5,000 cops on the street.
Johnson, it's 5,000 cops in the streets of Chicago will help the community for the 6,000th time. And what does he say?
In Chicago help complement those programs to make Chicago safer.
Look, we are working hard to make sure that our police department is fully supported.
Of course, we know the answer, but if you are in a party that supports defund, dismantle, no bail laws, reimagining the police, sending in the social workers instead, you can't answer that question. It's basic, simple, common sense. Another weekend, by the way, of violence in Chicago. 6 dead, 27 injured. It shows the urgent need for a stronger police presence in
6 dead, 27 hurt in Chicago weekend shootings, police say. Now, that's what they recorded. Now, this is, mind you, now this is today's September 1st, so today's Labor Day. This video was recorded. When was this video recorded? Duck and Dodge. Let me bring this back up. So this video that when they had this interview with him was 6 days ago. So clearly this is before the weekend coming in. So now I'm about to show you a video of a news station what's happening over the weekend. So let's see what they have to say. And this is Chicago news here, by the way. So let's go ahead and roll the footage.
Chicago, as President Trump continues to set his eye on the city, threatening to send in the National Guard as early as this week. At least 52 people have been shot in Chicago over the Labor Day weekend. 7 of those victims died.
The violence included 3 mass shootings that happened at Haddon in California, in Chicago's Humboldt Park neighborhood, and 2 in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood, 35th and State and 36th and Cottage Grove. ABC 7's Jasmine Miner talked to people in Bronzeville about concerns about 2 mass shootings happening within 48 hours.
Many here in Bronzeville describe the neighborhood as on the come up, and they say they're not going to let the violence stop the positive work they're doing. For one woman, that means keeping kids healthy, active, and on the field.
We're gonna push through because it disservices the kids.
Alexis Hawthorne, owner of the top-tier university football youth program, says even gun violence won't keep her from serving kids in need. Their practice comes just a few hours and down the road from a mass shooting early this morning. 5 people were shot near 36th and Cottage Grove near Ellis Park, including a 17-year-old who was in critical condition.
At the end of the day, to have one person that was critically injured and 4 folks in the hospital, whatever the situation was, it was senseless.
It is the second mass shooting in Bronzeville in the last 48 hours. The other
They
happened
call
on
these
Saturday
mass
night
shooting,
near
too.
35th and State, where 7 people were hurt during a drive-by. Those like Alderman Pat Howell are taking action, telling ABC 7 in a statement, "I have long asked for additional police manpower to deal with large illegal gatherings and pop-up parties that routinely occur throughout the Bronzeville neighborhood." It follows Mayor.
So here we go. Now, this is one of the aldermen's. Her name, let me go back. I have long asked for additional police manpower to deal with the large illegal gatherings and pop-up parties that routinely occur throughout the Bronzeville neighborhood. And this is Alderman Pat Dowell. So she's at the 3rd Ward precinct. Like, she's been asking for help for these police officers to come and patrol the streets. But once again, you got knucklehead leftists like this dude who's going to, and right now he's going to call himself kind of trying to sign an executive order for the military to come to Chicago. What kind of sense does this
Brandon
make?
Johnson signing an executive order this week to avoid the Trump administration from sending the National Guard into the streets of Chicago.
Us as people, we can come together and fix it out on our own. We don't need no one to come here and, wreck shack our community.
Others think the troops could help.
I got kids, and I want to see the community better. I run every day out here. I exercise out here. So for the street to be safer, I think think it's really good.
You know, that woman was talking delusional, man. She was saying that she don't need no one coming to the neighborhood trying to set up shop, what kind of stuff. But she's out there with one of the coach's assistant out here helping the kids. Has a child playing, I should say, and you got this coach here. He's concerned about the crime rate shooting up high in the city, and he's actually wanting Trump to come in. So some of these people, man, they just so far. I don't get it, but let them tell it. They gonna also say crime is down too. So I don't know, man. It's just it's a mind-boggling. It's a asinine situation for a person to just come up here and say, "Well, we don't need no help from the president or no one else." But it'd be the same people that sit and criticize the president about why isn't he doing anything for the people. This is crazy, man. This is straight crazy. I mean, you're gonna have people that's gonna protest on this. You got other people that protest on that. But what really matters at the end of the day, what really is more beneficial and helpful for the people, they're not on the same page with it. But let it be something stupid, crazy shooting, a white cop in the car, period, shooting a black boy in the streets where he ain't got nothing to do on hanging out in the streets all times of the night. Then you got Al shot and bobbleheads, and you got the rest of them coming out here in the streets protesting about how wrong these police officers is when they're just trying to do the job and take care of the community. But anyway, y'all leave a comment down below, man, on how y'all think Brandon Johnson is extraordinary situation and Trump coming in to try to deploy the military to come help Chicago. And they really need the help, knowing that no matter how much they say they don't, they know they do. So it's a crazy situation. So I'll check y'all out on the next video, man. Y'all leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. I'm out. Peace.